Mm-hmm. Yo, what is going on, gamers? It's your boy Drizzum Gaming. I am back with Blazing a New Path, the UAB Blazers Dynasty. We are now in our fourth season of this series, 2028, the number 11 UAB Blazers. If you remember last season, 2027, we opened up the season at number 23 against the number 11 Oregon Ducks, in which that game remembered by Zach Mixon coming into that game and having the comeback win. Unfortunately, Zach Mixon did leave this offseason, so that starts a new chapter, season 4 of this Blazer dynasty, and we are excited about the things that are coming this season. As you see on the screen, first we're going to talk about the opening game. We're opening the season against Troy. We have not played Troy in any of our previous seasons. We played for 3 seasons, have not played Troy once. Wanted to play this rivalry game while we had the chance. But surprise, if you did not see the off-season episode, we did change conferences like I promised to the ACC. Probably could have joined the Big 12, but instead went with the ACC. Wanted to make this series a little more challenging. We are now a 3-star team and looking to compete with the big boys at 81 overall, 81 offense and defense. Let's look at this schedule. We got Troy, and we're going to play North Texas, the team we had just played in the conference championship. No, not the conference championship. Close to the end of last season. Treston McMillan wanted to play them one more time. Wanted to play Temple again too, but could not get them on the schedule. We have a very tough early season game against the number five Clemson Tigers at home. So fortunately, we have the upper hand there. But after that, the road doesn't get any easier as we have to face Memphis again for the Battle of the Ribs. And there afterwards, we have a trap game that I see on our schedule in NC State there with a 12:30 kickoff in North Carolina. That is a tricky team every time you play them. If you've ever played college football, a very dangerous team, a team we'll have to be very focused for. And then we host who right now is the second best team in the nation, the Miami Hurricanes. And then after that, we have to play Duke on the road again, like we played them last season. And a very tough Florida State team, nonetheless. No matter whether they're good at 8 o'clock in Doak Campbell Stadium, that is going to be a very rambunctious crowd. And then in week 8, deep into October, we host the team, North Carolina, that we just lost to in the playoffs. So, looking to get revenge in front of the home fans. Hopefully, by that point, we'll have a pretty good season going and the fans will come out for it. And then we travel on the road to the Carrier Dome to play Syracuse. Always a very nice team. And then we take 2 of our bye weeks and then we get UMass on the road and close the show with Boston College at home. Will not be an easy schedule for the Blazers this season. That will be 13 tough games. But Coach Cena, who over his tenure now is 37-5, is looking to be up to the challenge as a coach, as he's won the American Conference twice, had 2 appearances in the playoffs now at a 1-2 record, also winning that Frisco Bowl back in his first season. Feels like he has turned this program around, giving it new life. And with that, we'll look at that new life. If you did not see the off-season episode, we do have the return of our senior now, safe Deshaun Spears, who was about to leave for the draft, but we were able to convince him to come back, thankfully. And so Deshaun Spears, who now has been with the team for 2 years, is up to a 93 after the offseason. Really good progression here for Spears, one of our leaders on the team. Amari Adams, Cadillac Adams, who we got as a freshman, is now also up to a 93. A very good overall increase for him. I think it's very deserved. Hopefully, we can convince him to come back this well after this season. And Micah Strickland, one of our pickups from the transfer portal, ended up being a very nice pickup at a 90 overall. I think he played for Texas Tech and maybe TCU. But nonetheless, we'll continue. Nick Wilcox, who just played his last two seasons at Kentucky, has transferred into UAB. He is also a 90 overall as well. And lastly, one of the best transfers that we picked up in the portal is sophomore Drew Everett from Staten Island, New York. He is an elite dev trait player that came from Penn State. Says he appeared in 13 games, did not have a lot of statistics, which tells me that they did not use him as a starter. But Drew Everett will be there paired up this season, possibly with Nate Breida. He has very good stats, a lot of cap breakers. Hopefully, we can keep him this season, keep him happy. And as you know, we still are featured by our leading guy, Elijah O'Kee, who comes in now as an 87 overall, doing manual progression. I went up on his accuracy for the most part, giving him a 91 overall, 86 on his short accuracy, 95 throw on the run, 78 throw under pressure, 88 medium, and 85 deep accuracy. Hopefully, O'Kee will have a more accurate season, eliminate some more of those turnovers, and also now joined in that quarterback room with him. We have more than two quarterbacks, thankfully. Although Zach Mixon did leave, we now have Jake Stolt, who is a transfer from NC State. So obviously a very good one. However, you see all those points, but he is maxed out on his potential. So he could have been a great player if he did not have the caps, but he will be our backup as far as for this season. He could potentially be a very consistent producer. Maybe we'll see. But Soma Gash, one of the highlights of this last year's draft, not draft, recruiting class, did come in as a impact dev player. They're on the team, a 3-star that we picked up in the offseason. And so we'll try to make a way to get him on the field, but he has some very good attributes as well. And so a couple of other people that we'll look at, Tabor went up to a 86 overall, and LeCount went up to a 82. I am thinking very, very cautiously and hard about sitting one or two of these players. It may be LeCount, since I feel like he will end up being the better player. But we'll see what happens with that as the season progresses. Right now, we're not thinking about that. And so joined in that receiving room with Nick Wilcox is Isaiah Butte, who was a freshman last season, progressed up to a 79 overall. And Byler, now a junior, had a good season last season. As you know, Adonis Adai also departed from the team, our leading receiver last year. So Adai is up to a 78 overall. And you see on the screen, I have already chosen to redshirt him, wanting to save him for another season or two. I think he'll be here for probably 2 more years. I don't really know that he'll survive the roster by then, but we're hoping that by then he'll progress a little bit more. I'm going to take a look at his attributes really quickly. I think he could progress enough to be a producer, but we'll see what happens with Byler. So, also in that receiving room, CJ Jackson, Greg Ogajumbi, we'll see, Damian Fusha, Clint Darisaw, and of course, another one of those big time pickups in the offseason. If you did not see that episode again, please go back and watch that. Is Sean Devy, a 4-star from Mobile, Alabama. He is a gem. He is a impact dev. He has limited cap breakers on him. Limited. So that is exactly why I am going to go ahead and redshirt him. He will probably appear in a couple of games here early in the season, but I do want to savor him. Another person that I did savor on this roster is our 4-star from last season, who is a normal dev, and Dontrell Lester. He does not have a lot of cap breakers, if I remember right. He's just very slow to progress. And so we're going to go ahead and redshirt him after letting him play a little bit last season. And I think that's pretty much it. Harbin, if you guys did not see, is now up to an 83. and he is joined, I think, by a transfer. No, one of our own, Timmy Raines. So some of those freshmen that we redshirted last season, also joined by Kevin Witten, are appearing now at the top of the roster. That's what I like to see. And so that's why all of my new incoming freshmen are already redshirted, which this guy, Dalton Ringo, who's at the bottom of the depth chart, I think is going to end up being one of the best at a star dev. So we'll see how that works out. Try to get him some play time as well. Like I said, other than that, Nate Breida is still here. He is a junior. He's another one that I'm potentially thinking about redshirting at some point this season since Dave Everett progressed very well in the transfer portal and in the offseason. Nate Breida, not bad, but could use a little more progression to make him a great player. And if we are able to hold him for this season, he could potentially join Everett at the same years, and we could make a run, possibly. I want to make a run for a national championship this year just to be big on my word. But we have to continue to try to get better also throughout the season and through the offseason and through recruiting. And so that'll, of course, be headed by this guy first. Again, Elijah O'Kee. He will be our leader this season coming up. And so I don't think there's much else left to be said. Nothing left to do but to jump into this game against the Troy Trojans. Last season, we opened the season with names like Kerry Brown and Marquis Anderson, Jackson Howard, Iverson Hooks, Zaquan Bryan, and now they are no longer with us. But today is a new day for the UAB Blazers, now up to number 11 to start the season here in Coach Cena's fourth season as head coach of the UAB Blazers, here for the first time taking on the Troy Trojans in another packed out home opener here for the Blazers. That are the things that we love to see here in sunny Birmingham, Alabama, Protective Stadium. And the last time that we met was a large victory for the Blazers. And here, after quite a few years of not seeing the Troy Trojans, this is a new Blazer team, probably that either one of these teams would ever see in this dawn of time. We'll probably have to try to put Troy on our schedule again next season. Hopefully they get better. But however, the Blazers are completely focused on getting better, as here on the first drive, you see our transfer there, Micah Strickland, coming up with his first sack here early on the drive for the defense. They're dropping the quarterback for 6 yards, making an impact here on his first drive as a Blazer. And there, another almost tackle there by Strickland, and a late pop out there by the ball, and Harris picks it up, and he goes into the end zone. And I don't know if it'll stand, but right now it's a defensive touchdown there for the Blazers as Braxton Harris, and it stands as the play continues. No challenge flags out. That will be a defensive touchdown there in the first minute of the game for the Blazers. I'm not sure who came up with that takeaway. As you see, I didn't want to go back and pause it and give the computer a chance. I'll try to look at it later. But now the defense coming back out sharp, and his offense down 7 points after giving it up there just a play ago. And now the quarterback takes it himself, and he is hit hard there and still picks up 6 on the play. Something very worth mentioning is we're gonna have to get to know this defensive line. Other than Amari Adams, a whole new host of players on the line with him. And so Sims, I think, is one of the players that you will see featured on that D line as Breida checks into the game, and an RPO here by the Trojans and a big hit there by our cornerback. I think that is Timmy Raines, again, one of our own, and he takes the place of Zaquan Brown, replacing Zaquan Brown from last year. You know Hartman did return, and there is Hartman there on the tackle, putting his nose in the offense's business, making a play there for us on the second down, and now it's 3rd and 6 for the Trojans, and they're just an overthrow altogether. I remember a time when O'Kee would make overthrows like that 2 seasons ago. And so O'Kee now waiting on the sideline as Tabor takes the punt and will bring out Elijah O'Kee, our now junior red shirt quarterback who has now been with the Blazers for 2 years, now going on his 3rd year, looking to lead his team back to the playoffs, possibly to try to win this ACC as well, this new conference that we have dropped ourselves into and swapped out with his former team in Wake Forest since they were the worst of the conference last season. And so he'll hand it off to Tabor, who now doesn't have that rolled up jersey. You can see the back of it, and so can the defense. And there, on his first carry of the game, Tabor picks up 38 yards. And that's exactly what we want to see here in year 4. Tabor, our leading guy. I remember when he came in as a freshman making plays, and here in his junior season, not much has changed but the day and time. And here on 2nd and 5, trying to hook up with our new transfer, Wilcox, and he will have a nice grab there, has some very nice progression on him as well. And their nice pickup there to get us down to the 7-yard line now for the Blazers. And here on 1st and goal, we'll hand it off to Tabor, who bounces off of 2 defenders and just shakes down to the 4-yard line, picking up 3. Here now on 2nd and goal, O'Kee will look and drop back again. Has Wilcox inside, and Wilcox will catch his first touchdown as a Blazer. What a nice grab there by Wilcox as he celebrates in the camera, letting them know, remember this face, remember this name. It is going to be one to be remembered and said all season long. Nick Wilcox, Elijah O'Kee hooking up. Like I said, a very nice grab as he had the defender draped over him. But that will extend the lead now to 14 points for the Blazers. I can remember a time in Coach Cena's tenure where scoring on the first drive was highly questionable. And now in season 4 of the UAB Blazers dynasty, it's almost to be expected. As you see there defensively, there offensively, it looks like the the gas is still in the tank. It looks like there are no misbeats from last season. Only steps forward for the Blazers so far. And I know it's just Troy, so we don't want to get too happy quite yet, as we have to go through much tougher of a conference than the American Conference. And to be honest, the American Conference didn't give us all a lot of trouble, but games like teams against Temple, we had to show to be battle tested to get us in the spot that we're in right now. But today, we're focused on the Trojans as you see Sharp making adjustments, and we'll drop back here on the coverage with Marshall, who also returned back to the team this season. It will continue to get a lot of playing time again. Some new faces and some new places, as Braxton Harris is one of those that is one of our new faces in new places. He is helping us out at the safety position. but not able to get in on the tackle. But Amari Adams looks like he did get his nose there into the backfield. And here on third down, Marshall on coverage. And Reyes just tries to dive out to knock the ball away. And he dives a little too far and gives up one of his first catches on the season. One of those things, just like Hartman last season. It'll be a trial by fire. It'll be a long season. And so we'll need every one of these reps, good and bad, to make them better. As you see, another pass there over the middle by the quarterback Sharp. So I need to make some adjustments to this offense or defense. I'm sorry. But here on 1st and 10 for the Trojans, they'll drop back. And they'll throw it now over the middle. And that is the guy that I'm trying to get out of there, 91. I don't know who that is. I think he's a defensive lineman. But he gives up a touchdown there on the play. Now giving us a 7-point lead. Back on the field now is O'Key in the offense. You can see LeCount also making a style change in the offseason. Also going with the rolled down jersey. And there on the first play of the drive, unfortunately, it seems that those turnover problems are still there for O'Key as we try to throw it deep, having a man in a step inside. But he just throws it a little too inside. And there is an interception, giving the Trojans the ball back in there, a sack on the play, dropping him for a loss for 3 yards. There is Wilson. And we'll have to continue to try to make sure we make good decisions going forward. They're giving up an interception on O'Kee's second possession of the game. And 3rd and 13 now for the Trojans. And Sharp will call for the snap here on the road in a very loud environment. Has plenty of time to throw. Throws it over the middle and is just taken down there by Everett on a touchdown saving tackle. Sharp with entirely too much time there to throw the ball. Absolutely no pressure on him whatsoever. As you see, the Blazers are trying to get adjusted here on defense, and adjustments coming from Sharp as well. But our adjustments work better than theirs. They're driving the offense back before we get ready to close out the quarter here in Birmingham. And so what was once a promising start to this game in the first quarter, now the Trojans in scoring territory. And there, again, Sharp dropping back, but bringing the pressure now is the Blazers. As we'll bring pressure once again. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I'd rather bring pressure and drive them back or into throwing a field goal. As there, they throw the out, but Everett all over it. Drops the tight end there for a 1-yard loss, or 1-yard gain rather, and that will bring out the kick team, and the kick is up, and it is good. And now it is a 4-point game here in Birmingham between bitter rivals, the UAB Blazers and Trojans, just a few hours apart, probably less than 3 hours apart, to be honest. Uh, I should know. I've made that drive, but oh man, I didn't even know Amari Adams went out, but he is hurt. Man, we need him back bad. I don't want to go through that with this defensive line. But we'll bring that Blazer offense back on the field and hand it off to Tabor instead to start this drive, and he will get a nice gain there of 5 yards. We should always start the drive off with a handoff, and again, we'll do just that. But unfortunately, Tabor is dropped for no gain there on the second play of the drive. And here on 3rd and 5, LeCount checks back in. And so we'll dump it there to Darisaw, who grabs it and potentially could have been picked off there for the Blazers. And man, I hate to say this, but I'm going to go for it because I don't want to punt it back, to be honest. And Wilcox, I'm seeing is one-on-one on that over there, and I'm going to check him out. But no, we'll just run it here with O'Key and get down and get the first down there on just really a clear out play. Give O'Key a chance to run and continue in the drive here on 1st and 10 from the 40. We'll run a little play action here over the defense. Try to fit it in there to Darisaw, who again comes up with a really nice catch there. And one of our offensive linemen goes down as well on the play. But a very nice throw there on the play by O'Key. And a very nice catch by Darisaw as well. As now, we'll throw it to another new one of our features, Butte, who is a really tall guy. I think he's like 6'5", and he has some really nice speed. So we'll try to get him involved a lot this season. And O'Key, once again, drops back, seeing a one-on-one there to Nick Wilcox. Gets it outside to him with a nice gain there on 1st down. Wilcox will get the ball early often. And very, very soon, again, here on this play, we are tipping it over to Wilcox. He could have gotten outside, but I waited on that block a little too long and messed that up. Could have been a touchdown on that play for Wilcox. But O'Key now on 2nd and 8 looks at the defense and makes it a little bit of an adjustment, wanting to hand it off to his buddy Tabor. And he'll do just that, but Tabor is stopped there for a short gain, probably no gain there on the play. So now it's 3rd and 8. And we'll just run an RPO here to Darisaw once again, getting into the end zone for his first touchdown of his career, first touchdown of the season, making it now a 21-10 lead here for the Blazers. It's looking really easy on offense other than that turnover there, Clint Darisaw. He has a really nice ability that I gave him in the offseason in sure hands that allows him to make very nice catches. And so, obviously, he'll get the ball quite often if he will be a sure catcher. But right now, we are excited to have a lead again, pulling away a little bit from the Trojans. And, of course, we'll need to get a stop here because they did get the ball first in the game. We'll want to get a stop to try to get the ball back before the 2-minute break somehow, some way. And so now here on 1st down, again, are the Trojans, and a throw there in the dirt by Sharp. He's probably a little overwhelmed by this crowd noise, probably a little overwhelmed that the last time he saw the UAB, he or any of these Trojans saw the UAB Blazers, they were not as good as they are now. I mean, we could be falsely good. We could be fake news, so we'll see. We'll have to show our worth throughout the season. Right now, we need to show our worth to the Trojans. So here on 3rd down, we'll try to get this stop here on the defense. And again, bringing that pressure, getting a hit. Braxton Harris on the quarterback, forcing that bad throw and bringing out the punt team. And we still have a minute before the 2-minute break. So, of course, we'll try to make something happen as Tabor almost gets outside there, looking to make a play. But that will bring the offense back out here for the Blazers. And so with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the 40, a good idea to take your time or, to try to get a 2-for-1. Obviously we want to just get some points, get a better lead here for the Blazers. As now O'Key trying to throw it outside to Butte, tried to get him there on that streak route, but unable to connect. Probably some things that we can work on timing wise in practice. But today is the game, and so we'll bring our new tight end in motion and fake a handoff there to Tabor and pull it. And O'Key, who will get the 1st down, breaks loose off a tackle and gets us up now to the 47. The clock is still going since he did not get out of bounds. And so now with 2 minutes left, trying to strike there again to Butte, as we thought we had something there on that corner, but unable to connect. He's been playing pretty good defense over there, so we may not try him again. But we'll throw this slip screen now to Tabor, which we saw very successful last season. But right there, the Trojans obviously have done their homework here watching film from last season, and they stop it there. So here on 3rd and 13, and wanting to get into scoring territory, we'll dump it now to LeCount, who has room, but the blockers just don't get there in time. And we got a kicker with a big leg, and I'll try to go ahead and give him a chance here from 56. So we'll see how this goes. And so it's up, and I think it's got the distance. It is good from 56 yards. Wall, our new kicker, gives us a 14-point lead with a minute and 33 seconds left and still all 3 timeouts. So we still got some points right there. All 3 timeouts could potentially go get the ball and do it again. And so Wall now will kick it into the end zone. Paul Wall. So what I'm going to call him. If he got that ice like that in him, then man, we're going to have to call him Paul Wall for a little bit, y'all. But Sharp now back on the field. Throws it out to the running back, and we'll get him and corral him after a first down, and the clock is going here on the Trojans. We won't call our timeouts yet until we get a negative play. I think we can get one. As you see now, we'll bring Hartman off the edge, and we'll just buff the blitz, but they get the first down there instead. Probably need to drop into coverage a little bit. Try to get some stops here on this passing attack. And so now on first down, they'll dump it down again and get out of bounds. They are moving the ball well here on their drive. They aren't having problems moving the ball, but we are giving them problems when we do bring pressure. So we'll do that once again here, bringing a lot of guys. But Sharp will drop back again, throwing it outside there, Timmy Raines' way, and another good catch there by the receiver, Berryman, now over 100 yards, man. We're going to have to make some adjustments or probably get Timmy Raines out of there, man, for his confidence. But it has to happen as they throw it his way once again, and Kevin Witten that time on Berryman. And Berryman just having his way with the Blazer defense. And so we'll pair him up with Deshaun Spears as well. And so now down to 28 seconds left on the clock. We are going to halftime with all 3 timeouts. Unfortunately, we probably should have stopped the clock a little earlier. But now on 2nd and 8, it looks like the Trojans are just settling for 3 points and trying to keep the ball away from us before halftime. But we aren't settling for that, as we think they'll run the ball here once again. And on 3rd and 9, instead they drop back, looking to throw. And there we get a nice hit, but unable to jar the ball loose. And there a first down for the Trojans. Now on 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Now, instead of trying to get the ball back, they are going to score to end the half. Berryman again just having his way with this Blazer defense today. And there with 10 seconds left. Now again a 7-point game. 56-yard field goal wiped out. And just a few short plays there for the Trojans. You guys saw it. Berryman is an absolute animal. And the defensive coordinator is going to have to go to the locker room and talk to his guys about what just took place. But right now, we're just going to hand this ball off to Tabor. We'll take one last time out and call one more play just to stat pad a little bit, see if it doesn't break out. Here, we're going to dump another screen down to LeCount, and it's knocked down there. And so obviously we need to just go to the half. And so we'll take a knee and do just that. Now up 7 over the Trojans. A rivalry game nonetheless. A good test before we go into ACC play. Here we wanted to have a dominating performance, but we aren't playing FCS to open the year. We aren't playing ULM just like last season against Oregon. We have to be wide awake on game 1. And even in this fierce rivalry between UAB and Troy, this is the most important game right now. And so with that, we will open up the third quarter, like I said, with the ball now on the first drive after the return. On the 18-yard line, we will bring Oki back out after, I would say, just one bad mistake in the first half. But other than that, a good half overall. As right off the top, we see Nick Wilcox, and that is why I adjusted his route. That is why you go get a player like him. That is why you upgrade your quarterback's accuracy. Throws like that by Oki, catches like that by Nick Wilcox will make a difference as we go into the season, as we move down the field, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, and again up to our 40-yard line after that handoff to Tabor, who picks up a nice game there, and LeCount now will check in, and we'll hand it off to him now, and he'll get his first carry of the second half. And there, with a nice game, we're going to rush back to the line, as I like the way that defense is set up. It looks like something like some food. Look at that good blocking by the offensive line. Oki gets out of bounds, and Nick Wilcox unfortunately comes up limping there, holding his stomach. Hopefully he can come back soon for us as well. I know Amari Adams has come. I think he was hurt, but I don't know if he came back yet. We'll move on. And Tabor now will get the ball again, and look at the way he wiggles his way through the defense, now up to 80 yards here in this third season, not having to split the carries with as many players as before. I think this will really be his year. And so Tabor again will take the handoff, and unable to slither his way that time into the end zone, but we will hold Nick Wilcox out for a couple plays. As you saw last season, we got somebody hurt like that. And so now we'll dump it down to LeCount. A very nice throw there under pressure by O'Key. And with that, gets another Blazer touchdown here to open the season. It is now 31-17 here for the Blazers. A very nice start. But as you saw in the first half, the Trojans not going away easy. Sharp and that Trojan offense have still been able to move the ball very well when we sit in coverage because of our defensive line trouble. But I think we'll be able to make up for it. We still have a lot of new faces and a lot of new places. And I think we'll be very blitz happy this season to keep our new faces a little comfortable until we can get a nice lead like we are doing right now. But we still need to help their confidence early in the season by getting stops. So here on 1st and 10, the crowd giving the team energy. And there, Breida does exactly what needs to be done. Getting the turnover there, the user lurk on the play. That experience from last season coming into play early here in the second year of Nate Breida's tenure as a UAB Blazer. As we'll look at it once again, he scans the field there, coming up with his first interception today, the first of the season for this Blazer defense, and that will put the offense back on the field. And so now on the 27 here for the offense, it looks like Nick Wilcox also has checked back in. And so we'll go to him and see if he is healthy. And he gets into the end zone there on the next play, coming back after that injury, hooking up there with O'Key. And that is a very nice route, very nice run after catch. Maybe enough to get Nick Wilcox out of this game. A nice tight spiral there by O'Key to give Wilcox the chance to catch that ball and run after. These are throws that we saw 2 years ago. O'Key not able to make sometimes, And then also with the offensive line, we didn't have the time to make throws like that. But here, in year 3 of O'Key's tenure, season number 4 overall of this dynasty, throws like that coming at ease for O'Key. And now kicking back to the Trojans, who now will return back to the field down 21 after that interception. what was once a 24-17 game going into half. Now you come back out 2 minutes later and you are down 21. Gotta wonder what's going through the Trojans and Sharp's head now at this point. As you see, they'll go hurry up. They still feel like they can come back and get into this game. They have been able to move the ball well, but hopefully we can get another stop as Braxton Harris now on the defense. Again, another catch there by Berryman now over upwards 150 yards. I got to remember to double him every play as we'll do just that. And so now, put in even more of a precarious situation are the Blazers as I'm trying to get out there to the running back, but I am stuck on the receiver. Thank goodness I didn't get pass interference, but I might as well have. But that still warrants a first down there for the Trojans. And so now, like I said, we're going to continue to double uh, Berryman as much as we can for the time being. And again, Sharp now just rolls out and throws it to his tight end, but not able to hook up there. We're going to continue, like I said, to double Berryman for the time being. I don't really care about anybody else trying to get the ball because I don't think he's looking at anybody else. As there, he is stopped in the backfield by the defense. And so now I'm going specifically to find a man coverage that doubles him up. That's not the right one. So here on 3rd and 14, Sharp will drop back once again. And there has the tight end over the middle. I thought Hardman would be there in coverage, but he is not able to come up with the stop right there in man coverage. And so now I don't even care anymore. I'm going to double Berryman and blitz still and take my chances. So that's just what's going to take place right now as they change the play here twice. And again, it doesn't matter. As you see Spears, they're flying down from his safety spot to make the tackle right there, recognizing that play. A beautiful stop there by Spears. And a pick again now by Donald. I dropped back there to cover the running back just in case he dumped it back. And he did, right into the hands of Donald, who comes up with the second interception of the day for the Blazers, second turnover. And so now back on the field, like I said, Troy Donald, probably his first of his career. Back on the field are the Blazers. Let's see who's hurt. And so we're going to make some adjustments as well to the guys that you see on the field, as you saw on the screen, to get some of these guys out, get some of this wear and tear off of them. But that's a first down nonetheless by Tabor. And Byler should be checking into the game at some point. I know I did redshirt him, but he will appear in to get today's game. I do want to still get him some reps. But right now, we were worried about getting first downs and another touchdown, as now we'll send our tight end in motion and fake a handoff here to LeCount. And I almost had Byler there for a second, but Lockett, the tight end, gets the nice catch, the easy gain there for about 5 yards, picking up the first down, seeing a one-on-one opportunity there on the left side for Boutte, and O'Kee will take his chances throwing it out there, and again, just broken up. Probably got to give Boutte a nice jump ball, as again, we are not using his size very well right now. We've thrown a couple his way, not able to connect, but O'Kee, they're overthrowing his tight end. They're on a rare missed throw nowadays by O'Kee, but they're a overthrow nonetheless. And so on 3rd and long, we'll just throw it out here on the left side to LeCount, who is not able to connect there on the catch, and that's probably where Tabor should have been in. Tabor, a better catcher than LeCount. But nonetheless, that will bring out the punting for the first time feature in this game. And so the Trojans will get the ball back here in the 3rd quarter with 1:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Here, the Blazer defense back on the field. Got a stop last time, as look at that. On the first play, the running back gets outside of Everett, and the entire left side of the defense. And instead, that is a big gain. Already now down to the 45. Like I said before, still a lot of game left to be played. But this Troy Trojan offense feels like they found something. It's not on that play, just a short game. But this Trojan team feeling like they got something here that they have found against the Blazers. And there, Sharp pulls the ball, and he is now down, and it is knocked out, but not before his teammate picks it up now down to the 9-yard line. Sharp with a really nice game there on the last play, and now it looks like a heavy set with the same players, and he'll hand it off to the running back, and he is stopped there in the backfield for a short gain, but nonetheless, nothing is going to change right now for the Trojans. They want to continue to go fast as now they go with the empty set. And again, it is almost intercepted there by Spears, but instead it is knocked away to the turf. And now on 3rd and 8 from the goal line, the Trojans dropping back. Had the tight end, but he still gets his other one. And that is a touchdown there. Now, with just seconds waning in the third quarter, it is 24-38. The Blazers are only up 14 once again and can't let opportunities like the last offensive drive happen where we don't come away with points. And so now back on the field, no need to be creative, no need to be overwhelming, just need to get points as we'll hand it off there to LeCount, who is dropped in the backfield there on the first play of the drive. Not doing what we need to do right there to continue this drive. If we don't have better plays, better success, we're going to be in a tighter game. So here on 2nd down, we'll fake a handoff there to LeCount and follow him right there into the crowd to come up with nothing. As now we'll go to the 4th quarter. And so here in the 4th quarter on 3rd down, we'll throw a little screen pass here to LeCount, who gets outside. A big gain now up to the 45, helping the offense out to keep the chains going there on 3rd and 10. Tabor now after a couple plays off there in the 3rd quarter will check back in, and he'll get a handoff here. Now putting us at midfield with 7 minutes to go in the game and counting. Don't want to slow the offense down whatsoever. We want to keep up the steam as O'Key with really good blocking there by the offensive line. Gets outside, gets down to the 20 before he runs out. Had a chance there to throw the ball, but instead just took the safest route there as a receiver hadn't yet turned his head around. No need to stop his momentum as now here on 1st and 10, there O'Key will throw it to Lockett, who breaks off a defender and picks up 6. Kind of a dangerous throw there by O'Key, but a completion nonetheless. As you see the sun setting here in beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. We'll take the snap here again and pitch it out to Tabor, who has a convoy in front of him, but not able to get into the end zone. But down to the 1 is Tabor, now over 100 yards on the game. Man, our workhorse, our lead horse, Darren DT Tabor, will punch it into the end zone here on the play, doing his favorite celebration now, giving us 40 points here in the game. Once again, making it a 20-point score in this 4th season opener. Darren DT Tabor doing exactly what needs to be done here for the Blazers. One of our leaders here on the team, having a great performance, a great output behind this great offensive line. Like I said, we do have some defensive line trouble and a flag on this play. So now, here with 5.5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, the Blazers once again up 21. They still can't really say that they're putting the game away because the Trojans are scoring points, but we are still grinding that clock away after that last drive a nice little put away drive, but we really need to go ahead and put the nail in the coffin as there something really weird just happened on the play, but nonetheless, it's going to work out for the Blazers. Some kind of glitch that you guys saw, and I hope EA sees because they need to fix it. They need to fix it, but it works out for the Blazers today. A bad errant snap goes into the end zone and is picked up there suddenly right before it goes out of bounds. But nonetheless, a touchdown there for Everett here in his first game as a Trojan, which again will extend the lead now, giving us 50 points in the game, up to 28-point lead. It's worth mentioning that one of the reasons why I am having games like the Troy game and games like the Memphis game still on my schedule is because I need to play four rivalry games in order to unlock, I think, architect or tactician, one of them. But that's what I'm trying to get. So wins like this one today will really help towards my goals. As Timmy Raines now trial by fire almost comes up with the interception there on the play. He is our new trial by fire guy there on the left side today. Again, replacing one of our very nice players that we got from the portal last year, and a stop there by the defense. And so, give me just a second. I'm going to put in my backups. And so, with the backups in and 4 minutes to go, I'm going to play this out because I want to see what my backups look like as Stoke steps up in the pocket there on his first play as a Blazer, now down to the 7 yard line. Stoke gives us another chance here to put some points on the board for the Blazers, but we'll hand it off to Tabor there, who loses a couple yards there on the play, dropped in the backfield. Stokes still back in at the quarterback helm, and he will now throw Fuchsia in motion, and Fuchsia will get down to the 4 yard line. Kyrie Sheets, one of our highly acclaimed recruits, goes down there with an injury. Hopefully he will come back okay. And now Stoke will drop back. Extend he will hand it off there to Tabor. I'm sorry, it was an RPO. But it's 4th and goal. We're not coming off the field right here. We want to put some points on the board, even if it is our backup. So Stoke is stopped there. I ran right into my own man. And so now, I guess getting what we deserve there, we will put the Trojan offense back on the field, and they'll hand it off now to the running back, who has a pretty nice game there. And as you can see, oh man, Kyrie Sheets has a partial MCL tear. He'll probably be out for a couple weeks, unfortunately. But you'll see guys today as we hit the 2 minute mark, get some PT coming to the game. Like Dontrell Lester, who will get some play time, will be redshirted later. I'm probably about to put in Sean Devy for a couple plays, try to get him the ball. I really want to play him against Clemson, so I may just hold him out and hold one of his 4 games for when I really want to use him. But right now, if you're still sticking with me at this point in the episode with the starters out, this is hopefully a very good showing of what this Blazer team is going to look like here in the year 2028. We got a lot to work on defensively. We gave up a lot of points through the air and on the ground. So a lot of guys have a lot of growing to do here on this defense. But we have no time to continue to worry about growing. We got a right now mindset. We're in a new conference. We are not playing in the American Conference. Every week we have to come ready to play. But a 1-0 start is how the Blazers will start the year 2028 here against the Detroit Trojans at home at Protective Stadium. As the clock gets ready to wind out here on this game, I just want to say thanks for all the support that I've got. I think this is probably going to be the longest tenured YouTube series that I have done so far. And so this is one that I'm very proud about. Now that it is up to season 4, I'm at the point now where I'm not able to keep up with what number episode it is. It may be on the thumbnail, it may be in the title or description, but I'm enjoying doing this nonetheless. This is something I've always dreamed about doing. So, as we get ready to set up for the last play of the game, hopefully here Braxton Harris, who has I think either gold or platinum house call, will come up with the pick. As you see his robber picking up there as well, and it is knocked to the ground there by the Blazer defense. And one last play, after saying one last play, here on the game, as you see Sharp taking signals once more, throwing it up here to the middle, and it is intercepted this time by the Blazers for real, and it will end the game here, 52-24, victory for the Blazers in their first game back. And Coach Cena will start 1-0 once more in a season. Now with our 6th series win, and a rivalry win nonetheless. Elijah Okia, 182 yards, but 4 touchdowns accounted for today. Some very nice throws, some very nice catches by a lot of people. Tabor, who had 100 yards in this game, helped us out as well. And there they show that weird fumble that was picked up by Everett. But nonetheless, that is a win for the Blazers here to start the 2028 season. This is Blazing a New Path with Drizzum Gaming. Like, share, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out.